everybody, welcome back to the NoRights Podcast. That's right, the NoRights Podcast, because I am Ben, aka NoRights, and I am back. I'm back, baby! Yeah, I know nobody expected that either. I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. But anyway...
You were gone?
Well, it's not like anybody would know, because they weren't listening when I wasn't here. Hey-oh! Anyway.
Nobody listens anyway.
Not even you, Frank. So
no, not really.
I'd like to welcome my two co-hosts, my good buddy and friend and co-host as per usual, Ian. How you doing, Ian?
Doing okay. Shot of Soko.
Shot of Soko. And also joining us as per usual, my twin brother and arch nemesis, Franklin. How you doing, Frank?
Sup?
Sup?
Frank's like the weather guy on Family Guy. It's raining! Now do one angry.
all.
It's raining sideways!
Who wants this dog?
Who wants this dog? Alright, so anyway. Yeah, so let's play catch up with everybody, because I was on a previous show with you guys, but then I couldn't make last week's. So, you had some time to talk amongst each other about,
Yeah, we
bits
decided
and
you're not going to
pods.
work out.
Yeah.
We're not going to have you on the show anymore. You just don't do it for us.
Yeah, we're taking over your show. I have all the audio clips and stuff. We can just take the whole thing
Oh yeah,
over.
Ian. I
What?
told you we have out-of-state listeners.
No,
And
I didn't know that.
we have out-of-state listeners, and my wife went to visit them over past week or whatever, over the weekend, and they said, "Where's the show been? It's not been posted," because they didn't realize it was on your channel.
Well, it wasn't. The audio wasn't posted because I posted to my site and to that feed, but I was away, so it was all on Ian's YouTube page. So,
Well, that's where they listen to it. They don't go to your fucking site.
well. What do you
It's
mean?
like
I have a
what?
great site.
People,
He's like,
They-
well, my Tumblr. I have
No,
a Tumblr.
her cousin Andy. Hi, Andy. Well, he let us know actually last week. Hey, Ben's video got blocked like right after we did the show because he went to watch it or listen to it, I guess, and it was blocked.
Yeah, it was blocked because Ian was watching a YouTube video during the stream, and
You know why? I'm just saying he was the one who let me know.
I'm just letting people know if you play a YouTube video during your video, that still get caught. And
Even without sound.
well, I mean, it was a trailer for a thing. You figure they'd be like, oh yeah, show our stuff. No, that's ours. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's catch up with what everybody's been up to since the last time I've been around. What about you, Frank? What have you been doing since we last spoke? Still being a dick?
Just sitting on this rocking chair waiting to... No, just mostly work. Got a concert tomorrow night. My barber's band is doing a show.
Oh, I didn't know he had a band.
Yeah.
I know he has bands come in and play at the place. I didn't know he was in any
No. I don't. I've been going to one of the barbers there, not the guy who owns the joint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the other guy, not Kenji, but one of his guys, Pat, I actually know from an outside source.
An
So,
outside source.
I knew him, and then I come in there and I'm like, "Oh shit, you cut hair, man?" And he's like, "Yeah." So he's my barber now.
Wouldn't it be bad if you were friends with a guy and you're like, oh yeah, you cut my hair, and then he cuts it and you're like, I really don't like the way he cuts it, but he's my friend. I don't. You get that Seinfeld thing, like, oh, he cut your hair like you're a little boy.
No, I just wouldn't come in there anymore. Or I'd say, "No, man, you're cool. Let the other guy do it."
Well, what was that show where the one guy he had to have emergency dental work and his neighbor was his dentist? I think it was Dick Van Dyke or something. Like, you had dental work without me. You cheated on me. What? I don't know. Anyway, go ahead, Ian. I'm sorry for interrupting.
You went to the barber shop. Are you sure it's a barber shop when they have to use wax and buffing on you?
I get it, Ian. You think I'm bald. I have longer hair than you do.
Ah, boy.
Hey, you have
I
longer
almost
nose
missed
hairs.
this.
Huh?
You have longer nose hairs.
That's because I'm a man, Ian.
All right, so you're what kind of band is he in, Frank?
He's in several bands. This is his psychobilly band.
Oh, okay, psychobilly, gotcha.
Yeah, he
What's
plays
he play?
bass in this one. In this one,
Oh,
I
so he's
believe-
that guy. Boop 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 boop.
Yeah, he plays bass in this one. His other band, he plays guitar and sings, and I don't know what else he does. He's in several of them.
Ah, well, that's good.
He's a busy fellow, that guy.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Glad
So,
he's keeping busy.
but I'm gonna go because last time they played a show, a buddy of mine from, excuse me, got the hiccups, from my old car club days from Pittsburgh's coming up, and I feel kind of shitty because last time I told him I'd come, and I'm like, I went and I left the show because I had to go to the show, and
Mm.
I got there and I
There was
circled.
nowhere to park. I
I
think.
circled the place
Yeah.
for like an hour, and I'm like, fuck this. I went home. So I feel shitty because I flaked on him, so I'm going to go ahead and go. I was going to take my Chevy because, rockabilly, psychobilly, old custom cars are always awesome. But
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to take my car tomorrow because it's supposed to rain. And not that I'm afraid of driving in the rain, it's just if anything does happen, I'm not crawling under the fucking thing in the rain. So,
All right then. So, how about you, Ian? What you been up to?
Been going on dates, and
Ooh.
he's been seeing other people, Ben. Are you worried?
Well, he's not hosting other podcasts. I'm not worried.
He might.
yeah,
I went on a date with this one person. We talked about sports. I'm so ashamed. I feel dirty.
He doesn't know anything about sports, does he?
You know, with the sports ball and the
Yeah.
football bat.
Yeah.
So, have you
By the way,
been
am I
seeing?
Am I on camera, by the way?
Yes, you're on camera, Ian.
I don't know.
Okay,
I
just
haven't
like-
minimized.
Am I on candid camera?
I was just making sure you don't have it stuck on you because people might be eating if they're watching this.
Girls,
I've got
girls,
a-
you're both pretty.
I've got it locked on me. Since I've got my fan going in here, it might flicker back and forth too much, so I just locked it on me. Because,
I got
yeah,
two
Ohio
kids.
is hot right now.
Yes, it's hot as balls.
But anyway, so you've been going on dates, Ian. Have you been seeing the same lady that we talked to you last time? We were like, no, I moved on, man.
No, I've been seeing the same person. Yeah.
Oh, good. Glad things are working out.
Also, I've been working on this small modeling project here.
Oh, that's good.
Let me see. Do the screen share here. I'm actually. Let me go to my other screen. I'm not sure. I showed Frank on the show before, but I don't think I showed you that I finally got a new phone here. This is the Samsung Note 5.
Yeah, I saw you guys talking about it.
Yeah.
So
So the only thing is I need a case for
I
it.
need a new
so-
beverage. I'll be back.
okay, Frank.
What I'm doing is I was gonna model and then 3D print out a phone case for it, and what I was gonna do is I was talking with Frank about it last time on the show. Is I was gonna put like a tripod mount on the case and then like a filter ring so I could put filters over the camera.
Oh, well.
But right now I'm in the process of just modeling the phone itself. I was gonna model in all the. I had this little reference cube here for modeling. Oh, oops. So like you can see all the different views of it. This is a lot of people use this for 3D modeling phones and shit, or like various models and characters. Like if you wanted to draw like your own character or whatever, like you have a model sheet, then you can you put like all the different views of that in your 3D viewport here. So what I'm doing is I'm going through and modeling the actual case, and then I'm going to model in all like the the head jacks and the
ports and all that
USB
stuff.
ports
Yeah.
and stuff, so I can build a case around it. Plus, if I ever wanted to use the 3D model of the actual phone itself or something, at least I have that too. Here I have I just in wireframe, but you can sort of see this is the outside case of it so far. So basically, I just got to go through and model the camera and stuff here. That's gonna go on top here. So, but it's pretty fun getting back into modeling again. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you're good at it, man. You know, you might as well, especially since you're into all that, 3D printing stuff. You know, are you gonna have your dad print it out, or are you gonna print it out on Nate's system, or what's the plan there?
Well, my dad gave me back. I had this. I don't know if I didn't show you on the camera. Here I have this. This is the black filament here. I bought this and I was using it on my dad's printer at work, but he gave it back to me now that I have a printer with me. So it's pretty good. It's nice and shiny, black filament, and that's what I'm gonna use for the case. But I was talking with Frank. I think it'd be a cool idea. I've never messed around with it yet, but I was thinking about maybe giving it like a rubbery type feel. So I was gonna mess around with that thing called plastic dip, that like rubberized spray. I'm not sure if you've ever have you heard of that?
I don't know. I don't know a lot of the 3D printing stuff that's out there, but I get what you're talking about.
No, it's not specifically for 3D printing. It's plastic dip is a aerosol.
It's a coating thing.
Rubbers. Yeah, it's a coating thing. People could use it for like tool handles or whatever to give the handle like a rubber grip feel. You know, me and Frank was talking about it. I mean, people plastic dip their whole car. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever works as long as you get do it with the cheap stuff first to make sure you got it all sized right so stuff will fit in. So
yeah.
And then,
okay.
I mean, for the longest time, I didn't have a case on my phone, and then right before, a little bit before I left on my trip, I'd grab my phone and it would just fly out of my hand like a greased pig. So I finally, let me just switch to my camera real quick. So I got one of these cases because, like, they'll print stuff on a case, but it still be slick. So it's like, well, I want something with some texture, something I can actually grip and isn't going to fly out of my hand. So I got this one that has the Vans waffle print for the bottom of your shoe. And it's a little rubber. And what's nice about it is that the bottom ports are wide enough so when I set it on, I've got a little adapter that'll go from the 30 pin to the lightning adapter thing. It'll actually like connect. I don't have to take the case off because that's a hassle with some cases. You got to take them off to get to the ports. So
yeah. But here, can I show you, Frank? I was starting on modeling the case here, Frank, or the actual phone model, and I'm going to model the case around that.
Did you just do that off of measurements, or did you just download somebody else's shit?
Yeah, I just measured it myself, and I took these pictures here. And I used this little reference box here. I was telling Ben. You okay, buddy?
Down the wrong pipe. Yeah, down the wrong pipe. Whew.
That sucks. But this is just a cube with the different views of the phone, and then I'm gonna model from that.
Okay.
Like I have to model in all
3D
the
Max,
ports.
is it?
Yeah.
no, this
I have to model all the ports in and shit.
Yeah, Mac.
So I can
Yeah,
model
you're a
the
big
case around it.
you're a big Max guy, aren't you, Ian?
Yeah, I am. I used to always be up with the latest and greatest and knowing like every feature of it, like. But there's just been so many features that's come out for it, and like I'm on 2015, and now they just came out with 2017. It's like keeping up with the Joneses on the software, not like any software nowadays. It's like hard to try to memorize everything, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know, man. It depends on the program. Like, I've been using CS3 for all my, Photoshop and Illustrator and Flash stuff that I've got, because I didn't see anything interesting about CS4, and then later on when I did look into upgrading, they're like, basically you have to pay a whole new thing again. It's like, that's not a... You want to save me $100 or something. It's like, no, that's not a deal. And... Oh, I'm getting a call from my mom while she's... talk amongst yourselves, gentlemen.
Hey, but yeah, what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna try to,
yes, hello.
You know, to try to make sure it fits right instead of printing the whole phone. I'm gonna do like a cross section of the thing horizontally and vertically, just like a small slice, and print that out.
Do like a quarter of it or something.
Yeah, just to see if it snaps onto the phone correctly. Because if the shit doesn't fit right, and I printed the whole thing, that's like a lot of wasted material and time, you know.
Speaking of wasted material, when I was in college, I told you I got an associate's in mechanical engineering, right?
Right.
My teacher I had at the time, he told me he had he was looking for a job at a factory, and he was desperate. He said, "Man, look, I'll even take pushing the broom if you need that. I just need a job in the field where I can work my way up." And the guy's like, "Well, man, I really don't need anything." But he's chatting with the guy, and he says, "Well, wait a minute." He's like, "You're really good with math." He goes, "Oh, yeah, I took it all the way through college, everything." He says, "Do you know trig?" And he said, "Yeah." Basically, the guy didn't know the trig formulas to figure out his wasted material, so he was over 50% waste with what he was doing.
Huh.
He's like, I could have told that guy, this is what I charge, and he would have just printed off my money at that point.
Alright, so hey, how's it going? Sorry about that. So...
It's okay. Well, we were just talking about how I'm going to model like a cross-section of this thing, like vertically and horizontally, so I could see if it'll snap on the phone, so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of material, so I don't have to print the whole thing out and see if it doesn't fit,
So you're gonna print off a seam and see if it fits on it before you print the whole. That's that's good.
Exactly.
A lot of people print stuff in sections and then glue them together to make sure
big
they
stuff
fit.
they glue together all the time with that what's the shit? I was watching a thing. No, it was actually the stuff that they do the printing off of the ABS, but he's like they use it to glue together different pieces, so it's soldered together basically.
Well, you can use pretty much acetone, which is pretty much steel polish, and it'll
melt it together.
Well, this was a video where the guy was selling a piece, and he was saying, "This is ABS so and so used to bond these together, so it's not going to come apart." And I'm like, "Fucking plastic, dude! Plastic glued together."
Well, they call it ABS juice. Is the nickname?
Jizz? What?
ABS juice.
ABS jizz. Okay.
Anyway, so.
You don't like Jews? What's the matter with you?
As I was saying, though, I'm glad Ian's getting back into some modeling. I mean, I've had fun of like I said before, I didn't upgrade my Photoshop because I didn't think the features they're adding was worth it. And then when I decided to buy an upgrade, they're like, well, you basically have to buy the whole thing again. So I didn't bother with it then. And now it's reached the point where how you get that error in the licensing thing. It's like, oh, your licensing thing is broken. Reinstall the whole thing, or run the repair thing. And you get the repair tool and you run that. Now I'm at the point where the repair tool is broken because it's not supported anymore on the current OS. So I have to go into terminal and sudo a Python script to do it.
Oh,
it's
terminal.
like, I mean, I'm just sitting here like, it's great that, you're like, well, this program isn't worth supporting anymore, but you better not steal it. So.
You better not steal it.
Oh, man. But anyway.
These lazy fuckers.
Yeah.
No, I was, like we were chatting before the show, I was playing with some rain meter plugins, widgets, whatever. And I found one and I was like, oh, that looks awesome. And I go to install it, and the guy didn't make it as a package. He just gave you the folder that you have to convert into a package and then install. I'm not doing that. Kiss my ass.
Anyway.
Sorry to rain meter on your parade, but I think it's Ben's turn.
Anyway. So our listeners at home are probably wondering, where has Ben been the last few weeks? What happened to our awesome host with those
Why are
great
they,
Hawaiian shirts?
They're like, who's Ben?
Or they're sitting there going, we used to listen to a thing, but life is so much better without that show we used to listen to. Remember that?
We used to listen to this thing, and it made us hate.
Retaliate.
Anyway.
Hate.
But no, I spent a week in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So,
Sorry, Canadians.
Hey,
oh, you guys. But yeah, I
what
spent.
did you have for breakfast? Did you have some pancakes and syrup, maple syrup,
No, you had French
No.
toast.
and bacon?
No, I had Lucky Charms, guys. Because I'm a filthy American. But anyway, I spent some time over at Quick Draw Animation Society, which is an artist-run co-op for animators. So people come in, they can, if you're a member, you can use their resources to work on your films. You can take classes there, and they had a 48-hour animation lockdown event, which is over the long weekend. People come in, they work through the night on making films, and then they screen them the next week. So
Making films, not making babies.
Make baby.
well, it depends on who's on your team, I suppose.
Did you make some babies, Ben?
No, Frank, I did.
Aww.
I did.
you go
My
down
baby
and
was
visit?
my baby was my animated film.
Aww.
But yeah, I'm
Should
gonna.
have gone down and visited Furious Pete.
So here's the quick draw link for anybody that wants to check out their site and sign up. I mean, it's a really impressive resource. Something I wish we had. A nonprofit for animators. It's like you can just it's like, hey, you want to use our studio for the light tables, or you want to do some editing on the computers, as long as got a membership. You can come in and do that kind of thing, and then they help get your films into festivals and whatnot. So it's it's a very cool thing, I think. So
Okay, I'm gonna click on the link. Psych.
He said,
hey, Ian, 1991 called. They want their lingo back. So, and
Hawaii wants their shirts back too.
well, they ain't getting them. So here's my short that I put together. Bottled Spirits. I had to cut some of the story out to get it done in the weekend, but I'm going to do a longer version with fuller animation anyway. But for the sake of a 48-hour challenge.
oh no, we're gonna get fined for copyright.
No, it's a royalty-free song from Audionautics.com.
No, we're gonna get fined for copyright because it's your video.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna sue us. I want my money, Frank. You
Shit.
can't. But anyway, so yeah, that was a fun time. I met some cool people. Got to work, staying up all night like I was in college again. Fun times. Got to hang out, check out Alberta. Calgary. It's a nice town. Cool people. What you doing there, Frank? You just looking like,
I'm
Don't care.
yeah, I don't. No, I'm shit.
I'm playing video games while I'm talking to you.
No, I'm moving files around. I apologize.
Okay. Anyway,
This is weird.
yeah, that's what I went for. I was going for a weird looking film, and I'm gonna make a big, fuller version later. I had a whole section in the middle where there were some demons and stuff, but I had to excise them for the short version. It was a fun time, and
We need to exercise this video here. The next button.
Excuse me.
yeah, no. No.
Well, it was over anyways.
Yeah, because it's only 1 minute and 32 seconds. So.
Anyway,
yeah,
so
I
what are
read-
you up to, Frank? Huh? No, I'm dismissed.
Oh.
Go ahead. Tell us about your adventures in animation?
Well, I got to hang out at Quick Draw, meet the folks there. Tyler was running the event. Uh, got to meet some of the other people that work there. So, a lot of good people. I recommend if you live in the Calgary area and you're an animator or you're interested in learning animation, check it out. Meanwhile, Ian's saying they're going, animation. I remember when I was interested in that.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think I knew early on that I was just going to be interested in certain facets of animation, just like the modeling and texturing and stuff. The actual animation part was a pain in the ass.
Well, I mean, that's fine. I mean, there are entire departments dedicated to people doing the modeling and people doing rigging and people experimenting and figuring out textures and all that stuff. There's all kinds of jobs out there.
Yeah.
I mean, as for me, I like doing it all, man. It's like, yeah. It's like making the thing, doing the storyboard, having a finished thing done that I am responsible for. So.
By the way, I was talking to Ben, Frank. I still think it'd be cool to plastic dip that phone case. Give it better grip and stuff like Ben was talking about with his.
I mean, if it'll fit.
Well, I could do it on the outside or inside, but mainly I just want to do it on the outside so it'll feel good and it'll
I saw a guy.
Slippery.
I saw multiple people who plastic dipped their brake rotors.
I just saw something where they plastic dipped their whole car.
Yeah, but your brake rotor is what the brake caliper grabs onto to stop your fucking wheels. They're like, they're like, after a while it rubs off. It'll stop your fucking car from stopping. Idiots.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing, Ben, about this stuff is that you can, if you don't like the car or whatever, you can just peel it off like rubber.
It is rubber. Like a booger.
Yeah.
You're thinking like a booger.
Yep. Uh-oh.
What happened? Where'd Ben go?
Maybe we went back in time. It's last week.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, but why is there two Bens?
Okay. Something went wrong.
Oh no.
Oh my god, we got two Bens. This is like some Twilight
Shit.
shit here.
Do you hear two me's?
No.
Okay. Yeah, some sort of error happened where it said, an error happened while you were displaying this window. Like, oh, that's not good. Oh, man. But anyway, so there's two of me, so you can see my little anime and mascot character, which is nice. She's fun.
Well, no, you're frozen. One.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing the...
No, I see you go.
Oh, okay, well...
Too bad this can't be...
There you go. You dropped out. You left.
There we go. I'm gone.
Bye, Ben.
One down. Once ago.
Haters. Anyway.
I was like, oh no, we gone back in times last week. Yeah.
Oh, Ian, I know you guys missed me because you didn't have anything to talk about without me here. Like, oh, bye.
If anything, Ian was more talkative.
Yeah, it was a fun time last week.
Oh, well then, I'll just go play with my cat. You guys have fun.
Peace.
Oh, come on.
So anyway.
No, I mean, like, in all honesty, it was something different. I've never done just a show with Frank before. It's a different take, you know.
Aw, hi.
Meow.
This little troublemaker.
Hey, why didn't you tell me you're doing a show?
Hey, I was gonna be on. Where's my headset?
You didn't tell me ahead of time.
Well, whenever she sees I'm doing something, that's when she starts going, I want to mess with all this stuff because you can't come to me. She's,
Oh.
I got you. All right.
Oh, I need apps running in the background.
All right. So enough dilly daddling. Let's do some news. What do you say, Ian?
Yeah, sure. You want to do some news? Okay. Whatever you want, buddy.
The news with Ian.
And look at my cat. Well, shit.
Break something, Frank?
No, I was looking at the the configuration file, and it says I need another program to run in the background. There it is.
Maybe you should just focus on being on the show, Frank. I mean, I know it's so much to...
Well, you asked, mother...
I asked you to be on the show.
You asked me what I was doing. And I said, I told you.
Alright, so... Ian, why don't you tell us about LA studio Cosmic Toast shut down without paying its artists, a Cartoon Brew investigation.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, Cosmic Toast Studios, the Sherman Oaks, California-based animation house behind such efforts as Nickelodeon's animated TV movie, Lollapalooza Girls, Welcome to LA, LA Prep School, and Disney's Maker Studios web series, Purgatory and Powerhouse has shuttered operations while still owing back pay totaling in the tens of thousands of dollars to its full-time staff, as well as freelance animators and visual effects artists dating back to summer of 2015. An investigation by Cartoon Brew has found 7 of those employees owed wages, both staff and freelancers, all of whom spoke on condition of anonymity, have told Cartoon Brew that they have gone months without pay, despite assurances from the studio that their money will be forthcoming. One employee described the situation as heartbreaking. In a series of emails during the last December, Cosmic Toast CEO Deborah Pearson assured the staff that checks will be forthcoming and that studio owner Alan Anderson was securing funding, but those funds never arrived in full. An email seen on Christmas Eve of 2015 explained that funds had yet to clear, but checks would need to be reissued Monday. No checks ever appeared in subsequent emails dated January 2nd of 2016. January 5th, the 6th, and the 7th tried to reassure the staff that their wages were coming. One animator who worked as a freelancer for Cosmic Toast for several months in the fall of 2015 said 60-hour work weeks were typical on Purgatory. Purgatory producer Maker Studios is a subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company. After being promised wages at a rate of $1,300 a week, and the animator has yet to see any forms of payment. Another animator told Cartoon Brew that they worked for 2 months on Purgatory, finished in November of 2015, and had never received any payment. Yet another said they were not paid for 3 of the 5 months of employment at Cosmic Toast. Not only have paychecks failed to arrive as promised, but IRS tax information provided to the freelancers has been incomplete and inaccurate. One animator told Cartoon Brew that the W-2 form Cosmic Toast provided included numbers for only one pay period. As a result of these inconsistencies, many of the animators fear repercussions from the IRS and are wary of filing inaccurate information. They have not been able to get accurate information due to the studio's continued failure to provide it. And it goes on to say the trouble appears to began when in February of 2015, Cosmic Studios was bought by NB Inc., a Walnut Creek, California-based company that operates the youth-oriented social media platform FamLala.com. Unbeknown to the staff at the time, NB's CEO Alan Anderson was no stranger to controversy. In 2000, Anderson was fired for cause as chairman and CEO of the new defunct software company, Quintus, and in 2002, the Securities and Exchange Commission, the federal agency charged with enforcing federal securities laws, filed a complaint in federal court alleging that Anderson filed false financial statements, fabricated sales transactions, forged documents, and falsely inflated revenue reports when he ran Quintus. The NEC obtained a permanent injunction against Anderson in the case. So that's pretty crazy. It goes, this is a sort of a long article, but yeah. What do you think? You're the cartoon brew expert, Ben. What do you think about this investigation?
Well, I mean, it's not surprising that studios not paying artists for their work. It's really sad that it went on this long. You know, I mean, like December 2015. Now it's June, and it's like, you know, it's so weird because, like, you know, if they were doing a project for Maker, a studio owned by, you know, company owned by Disney, it's like there should be money coming in. Somebody has not been putting things in the pot properly. What do you think, Frank?
Oh boy, yeah, there is some money involved in that was weird.
What?
All my icons.
Uh-huh.
I didn't click anything. I don't know what happened.
Just like the people that worked at this studio, unfortunately. Well, I hope I hope the people that work there can get things straightened out and can get compensated, or at least file their taxes properly, because man, that's another thing that, like, you know, you can be stiffed on payment, but to give people incomplete stuff so they can't file properly, like that's
screwing them over two ways.
Yeah, that's gonna mess stuff up, because it's like, you know, they can find, you know, people can find ways to make ends meet, but if, like, you have to sit and account for what you were doing and you have him, you know, nobody wants to get, you know, checked out because of all that.
I think they're gonna have some lawsuits, man.
Yeah, I can see it. So you don't say, buddy. Anyway, yeah, it's a shame to see, you know, another studio causing issues, because there's only so much work out there. So.
Well, what was it? They were affiliated with Disney or something too. So that's...
Yeah, well, they were working on a piece for Maker, which is, you know, owned by Disney. So.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, I've heard of other cases about, you know, artists. It's like, when it comes down to it, it's like, it seems like artists are like the person that's like, it's like, oh, it's okay to skin them or something, you know. It seems like it happens to them, like, quite frequently, you know.
Well, artists are kind of afraid to speak up, because if they do, well, they might get a reputation and not be able to find work, you know. So they a lot of times they'll get underpaid, or they'll, you know, agree to, you know, specious terms, and then I'm gonna have to lock this cat out. She decides it's time to claw. BRB. Talk amongst yourselves.
What do you think, Frank? Are artists a lot of times
they're screwed over? Yes.
They're screwed over pretty much. They're taking advantage of.
Yeah, because because especially if they don't know, then they just screw them over. So give them a deal that's not worth the fuck. And what the hell?
I mean, have you seen people like doing freelancing pinstriping work and they've gotten screwed over?
Not freelance, because as long as you know what the hell you're worth, then you can charge it. I've seen people get screwed over when they go to a guy and they get him and they pay a lot of money for a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's buyer beware. You gotta. I mean, just like a tattoo, you go and you get a look at what they've done. If they can't show you shit they've done, then they ain't done shit.
All right then. So here's hoping the best for all the people involved in that story. Here's hoping that things get straightened out for them and that they get paid because, yeah, the industry is a rough place to be. So what about GTA Online needs to rest, says Take-Two CEO?
Yes.
It needs nappies. Tell us all about this, Ian.
Grand Theft Auto publisher Take-Two has said GTA Online was never intended as a permanent fixture and that the franchise needs to rest, quote-unquote. As reported by GameSpot, speaking at the Cowen and Company Technology, Media and Telecom Conference, CEO Strauss Zelnick explained Take-Two never intended for GTA Online to become a permanent entity. Not only was it not our intention that GTA Online was permanent, but it's important that it not be permanent. He says, we have to rest the franchise at some point. Previously, Zelnick used the term permanent when talking about the likes of Red Dead Redemption, Evolve, and GTA series, but never individual online modes. To date, GTA Online has brought in over $500 million in revenue via its Shark Card microtransaction system. The same system, though controversial to some, subsequently lets developers release content periodically free of charge. With the exception of the NBA and WWE yearly franchises, Take-Two tends to avoid releasing games annually, the logic behind it being that by resting a franchise, people are more likely to be excited by a new installment rather than suffering what marketers call franchise fatigue, quote-unquote. Although the sun will eventually set on the sunny hills of Los Santos, there's still some content on the way for GTA Online. Further adventures in finance and felony arrives on June 7th and is being touted as one of the biggest and deepest updates to date for the game. Yeah. So,
oh boy. We need to put this game on to a rest, just like when a Disney movie needs to go back in the vault to make it more expensive if you decide to get a copy of it. Oh boy.
Yes, so that they're making a lot of money, and it could still be a big revenue generator for it, but they're like, oh, we don't want to worry about that anymore.
Well, the argument, I get that they say they don't release games annually in this, and they don't want people to get fatigued with the game. But if you buy the game, and there is multiplayer, you kind of want to play what you own. They're not this isn't asking for DLC and constantly release new updates. It's like, I kind of want to keep having the thing I have. I don't want companies to get in the state of, we're just gonna make it so you can't play that game on the computer on this system anymore. We're just gonna blackball it, say we don't like it anymore.
It's like, mom just got her kids, or I don't know if you get our kid, but it's like you just get this fresh new GTA game you haven't played, and then it says, "Oh yeah, on the box it says play online with everybody," and then it gets shut down.
Well, I mean, we talked about Darkspore and other games like, that Windows Online thing where it's like, those you can't do those anymore, and pirates and stuff have to be the ones keeping those things alive because the people that support them don't support them anymore. And I'm not comfortable with this kind of attitude, especially towards online play, because some games like that's kind of the fun of it. I mean, granted, GTA 5 or whatever is a big game, and there's a lot you can do in it, but it's like have the fun is going out there and doing things, man. And
yeah, let's rest the online feature of Call of Duty.
plus, I mean, when a movie comes out, it's like people want to rent the other movies and see what they're missing, or some people buy a bundle with all the games in it so they can play through and see what's going on. And it's like you say, let's just rest this. It's like, really? Because are they going to rest Call of Duty? Are they going to rest the other games that are out there? I don't know. I don't know, man. It's a weird way to phrase it. I get what they're trying to do. They'd rather have people, miss it, but it's like I don't know if you can manufacture that without upsetting people. What do you think, Frank?
Yeah, what do you think about all this? I mean, I do have a couple game articles for you, so I've figured you'd appreciate these.
Yes, I do. I think I agree with what Ben said about going back in the vault kind of thing, trying to squeeze more money out of a franchise. But, I mean, people are going to buy the fucking game. I mean, but why screw over the people who already bought it?
Well, I mean, like that article said, the microtransactions were controversial, but they've already made $500 million from it, so it's like, it's controversial what people do.
Man, Rockstar is just the face of controversy, man. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm interested in this next story, being as how I run a WordPress site. WordPress plugin with 10,000 plus installations being exploited in the wild. No fix available for critical flaw that's been under attack since last week.
Yeah.
Tell us all about this one, Ian.
WP mobile detector automatically. Is this an ad or is this just?
No, that's the listing on the repository site.
Okay. Well, a growing number of WordPress websites have been infected by attackers exploiting a vulnerability that remains unpatched in a widely used plugin called WP Mobile Detector. Security researchers warn. The attacks have been underway since last Friday and are mainly being used to install porn-related spamming scripts, according to a blog post published Thursday. The vulnerability, or the underlying vulnerability in WP Mobile Detector, came to light on Tuesday in this post. The plugin has been removed from the official WordPress plugin directory. As of Wednesday, the plugin reportedly had more than 10,000 active installations, and it appears many remained active at the time this post was being prepared. The security flaw stems from the plugin failure to remove malicious inputs submitted by website visitors because WP Mobile Detector performs no security checks. An attacker can feed malicious PHP code into requests received by websites that use the plugin. The vulnerability is very easy to exploit. Security analyst Douglas Santos wrote, all the attacker needs to do is send a request to resize PHP or Tim Thumb PHP. Yes, Tim Thumb. In this case, it just includes resize PHP inside the plugin directory with the backdoor URL. It says uninstall now with No update available. The most sensible course of action to vulnerable websites is to completely uninstall that plugin. A partial fix involves disabling PHP execution and the plugin subdirectory, but that measure doesn't stop attackers from uploading malicious files to that directory and linking to them elsewhere online. Website administrators may also revoke write privileges altogether to the subdirectory, but that may prevent the plugin from working. Most application level firewalls don't provide meaningful protection against the exploits either, although Security paid its firewall service, or said its firewall service does provide a patch using a virtual hardening engine. The vulnerability can be exploited only when PHP option allow underscore URL underscore fopen is enabled. If the exploits invocation of resized PHP sounds familiar, it may be because of the recent vulnerability detected in ImageMagick, a widely used image processing library that many sites use directly or indirectly to resize images uploaded by end users. However, security CTO Daniel Sid, told ARSers that there's no connection between the two vulnerabilities. So, I don't know. I don't think you probably use that plugin, but...
No. I mean, I think it's good that it's no longer on the directory, but I know that, like, WordPress can identify when a plugin is busted and remove it, or fails to update properly, so they should have something out to locate this in the wild and alert people. I mean, granted, I think the developer should have put something out, saying, disable this now, or something on their own, so... I mean, that's the thing about the plugin directory. It's, they are kind of strict about making sure stuff is safe on there, but then again, stuff does kind of tend to get out of date. So, what are your thoughts, Frank?
I wasn't listening.
Oh, okay.
No, I was reading this. I got put in a code and shit, and I can't read this shit and listen to what you guys were talking about at the same time. I apologize.
Or there's a link if you want to read the article there. No.
By the time I read it, you'll move on to some other shit, so that's fine.
Well, anyway, I think it's an important point that whenever PHP gets, whenever a code lets somebody enter something and enact it, that's a very, serious loophole you got to be careful of with scripts. I mean, even if you don't use stuff off the directory, if you just find a plugin that looks cool, sometimes, it's very simple, but it's also can be easily exploited like that. But, I've had people inject stuff into my site before, and I've had to go roll back to previous backups. It's not cool. Do not want. So.
Do not want.
What are your thoughts, Ian?
Well, it's just like, I was thinking the other day, man, hackers and stuff, it's sort of like, they're very resourceful. It's like people making like a weapon out of like a plastic spoon or whatever in jail. It's like there's like exploits in just like PDF files, because I remember I was opening up a PDF file and it said it's the Adobe Acrobat reader is in this mode or whatever, so that you don't get hacked or whatever. It's like, man, how desperate do you have to be to try to hack people through some kind of PDF shit,
Well, I mean, if there's a way to do it, people will do it. I mean, there was an old Lucy Show bit where it's like, oh, you get double your money back if you return these cans, if you get these cans and they're not the best you've ever tasted. Oh, well, I'll buy these cans and I'll return them for twice as much, and then I'll use those to buy more cans. And it's like, that's a scheme. If there's somebody finding a way they're like, affect somebody else's computer, it's not their computer, and if they think they can make some shekels off of it, they think they can do something that they want to do with it, people will do it. And unfortunately, that's how it is with tech stuff. I mean, the cool stuff that's very common becomes prone to be exploited and attacked because it's very common and people use it, and therefore that's where the booby traps come in.
Yeah. it's crazy. I mean, but a lot of the hackers are, they're motivated usually by, like, a lot of times it's just like pranks, like you said, or whatever. But sometimes it's just like they're motivated by their religion or something, and their beliefs.
Well, I mean, with hackers, it's usually some people they do it to prank people, other people they do it to try and show their superiority, and then
sometimes they do it to show that there's an exploit. Say, hey, you might want to fix this.
Well, I think the biggest reason though to do it is because people use it for money. When you get stuff like botnets and spam and stuff, it's like nobody likes spam, but if it works at all, the people that run it are gonna do it because it's easy to do, and what have they got to lose? So,
Right.
So anyway, our next news story is AMD Radeon RX 480 revealed. Polaris debuts in 160 pound, $200 card designed for VR. AMD goes mainstream with 36 CUs, 4 gigabytes of GDDR5 on a 256-bit bus and 150 WTDP. I'm sorry if I excited so many people. I know I'm so aroused by that, but please tell everybody what that means, Ian.
Yes, I think I might get this card, Frank. What do you think?
I just heard number. Let me click the thing here, see what the hell you're talking about, because
let me give you a link here. But
see what the fuck. Oh, the Radeon R400.
480. The RX 480.
Well, that's just the first one in the 400 series.
Yeah. I'm thinking about getting this. It's $200.
Well, like they were saying with the... Well, I was just... You guys, what I was thinking, goddammit. No, it's like when they were saying with the 1080, there's going to be a 1070 because people are fucking cheap. So I'm sure they're going to be whatever increment... I don't know what increments they're going to go with here. So I don't know if this is the top tier or the small. Like you said, it's 200, so that's probably the bottom.
Yeah. Well, what was it? I was watching the latest Tech Talk with the Jay's 2 cents, and he was, and Barnacles, and he was pretty much saying that it's from like the bench. Like the specs and everything, it's pretty much nips at the heels a little bit at the 1070.
For
but
$200.
Yeah, for $200, and I don't think it outperforms its own best card, which is the Fury.
Yeah.
So,
but it's different. They're going to be making a lot of people happy though at that price point.
Yeah, at that price point.
Because even if you splurge, you get their higher end card. What's that? I mean, the base 1080 is $700.
Yeah.
Not even the overclocked edition. Like
price too.
Well, like what like all the other. Think about all the like the R300s and even the NVIDIA cards. Like the higher ends, the overclocked editions. Those are, depending on which one you get, they're expensive as hell. If this starts out at 200. That's not bad.
Well, they're gonna be doing.
This guy's happy as hell to hold that card too. Look, it's $200 fucking. Look at that shit. Gotta say something about those Radeon series graphics cards. They vary, they don't vary a whole lot. I've got some really old graphics cards. Well, not really old, but older Radeon graphics cards that were gifted to me by some of our listeners. Thanks, guys. And I've been trying to figure out what to do with them. And aside from the color scheme and thickness, they don't look dissimilar to that. It's
very clean looking, and I think they said it was only like 1 6-pin connector or whatever, which is nice.
Shit. But can you run it in Crossfire?
Yeah, I believe you can.
No, because we're in the 1080. You can only run it in two-way SLI.
Well, that was a decision made by NVIDIA for the future of all their cards.
That's what I'm saying, though. If people are going to buy something to be flashy, look, I got 6 of these motherfuckers because they were 200. Let's see, 200 times 6
That'd be $1,200. So.
There was the day they announced the 1080 on Reddit. There were guys who were like, "Here's my budget list build," and like they put like 4 1080s, and it's like, what's the fucking point? It's gonna run like balls. They're like, it'll function. I'm like, that's not the point. So anyway,
well, I believe that the thing operates at 5 teraflops or whatever, which I think the 1080 does like 6 something, like 6.
My coworker Floyd, he's been all about the teraflops lately because when they announced the 1080, he's like, dude, it's this many teraflops. I'm like, and how much is it? Can you afford it? It's gonna be more than your 360.
Yeah.
So anyway, his Xbox One. Sorry.
Well, to answer your question though, like Jay was saying that the Titan was, they're gonna probably rebrand the Titan or whatever for the
1080.
The 1080 line. So I'm thinking that AMD is probably gonna do the same thing with this line as well. So this is probably just a start for that.
Well, people were saying that it was stupid of AMD to come this late into the game because the 1080 has already had all this time to come out and gain credibility. But if they're going, no, we're going ultra budget, motherfuckers, just like everything else we have, you can buy the shit out of this. That's, what's it say? It comes to, sorry, I'm reading ahead here. You go ahead.
Well, it says it's supposed to have 36 compute units, which I don't know.
That's 8 more than the one I've got right now on my machine.
Yeah. The thing is like what Jay was saying though, like AMD is not trying to really compete too much in the highest of the high enthusiast market. They're more about the budget everyday person.
Yeah. I feel you, dog.
So.
Sweet.
Plus, it's the process is a 14 nanometer, which I believe the 1080 and everything was a 16. So they have, since it's smaller, they have more. Like the circuitry and stuff is smaller. The process, however they do that, it's smaller. So they have lots of headroom for this card, and potential is pretty much the main point.
Oh, so the 200 model is so the 4 gig is the 200, and then the 8 gig is probably more.
Yeah. It's a good step though, I think.
Uh-huh.
What have your thoughts been?
And this one's geared towards VR.
Yeah.
That's what it says at the very bottom of the article.
So why are you looking forward to this one, Ian? Is it because it's better than what you currently have, or it's because you'd like to jump into VR, or what?
Well, no, like I didn't even notice the VR part. It was just mainly like, I haven't updated my video card in a long time.
I was just gonna say, what one are you running?
I'm running an old one. I'm not even on the I'm not even on like the 2000 line cards or the 200 cards. I'm on like the HD versions. Like I have a 7850, but I had the version where it was like the gigahertz version, where they were like trying to like really have it be like a really high boost clock or whatever. So like I think it's like a 1100 boost clock, which is still pretty decent. So and since I don't play a whole lot of games, mainly I'm looking for a decent boost clock and memory speed and stuff for my 3D work,
Well, this is 8 more CU than my 380. So that's you're gonna be right about like if you bought a 390, I guess. But it's still cheaper than a 390. That's always good.
Yeah.
People are gonna eat this shit the fuck up. If you could buy a VR compatible graphics card for $200 I've been in a Micro Center, in the motherboard aisle, and saw the Intel shit piled high full, and the AMD stuff flying off the shelves because people are fucking cheap.
Let's see, it will support AMD FreeSync and HDR video via its DisplayPort. Oh.
Yeah, see, and HDMI. Like, you have to have a newer HDMI monitor. My 34-inch does FreeSync, but only through DisplayPort because that was originally what AMD offered it through. I don't know if it's compatible through the HDMI. I don't think it is. I can't fucking remember. They said it was coming later this year. I don't know if that means to all of them or just to the newer compatible monitors. If you're going to be worried about screen tearing, my view is people say, well, fuck AMD, NVIDIA. Well, okay, but if you get G-Sync, which is NVIDIA's brand of it, you have to get a specific monitor that has a chip sold by NVIDIA, and it costs more. Whereas a shit ton of manufacturers just make, a monitor, and they throw in adaptive sync because they already have a display port, on it, and it fucking works. I have no problems with this thing. I love it. Beautiful. And it cost me less than $400.
Cool story, bro. So let's move on to Ian's last news story of the evening. Will Vivendi acquire Ubisoft and Gameloft?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Tell us about this one here, Ian.
Okay. Yeah. So, it says slowly but surely, Vivendi is trying to get back into the video game industry after selling back its stake into Activision Blizzard in 2013. The company is looking at another video game giant, Ubisoft. Here's a quick recap. Ubisoft is one of the biggest game developers and publishers in the world, behind popular franchises such as Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Tom Clancy games, and more. Gameloft is a successful mobile developer that copies popular gaming licenses and port them over to iOS and Android. On October 14th, I'm guessing of last year, Vivendi announced that it had bought 6.6% and 6.2% of Ubisoft and Gameloft, respectively, but that was just the beginning. 1 week later, the company announced that it owned 10% of each company. As of today, Vivendi owns 17.34% of Gameloft, representing 15.34% of voting rights. It also owns 10.81% of Ubisoft. In many ways, Vivendi is acting like an activist investor buying shares on the public market to gain board control. In particular, Vivendi isn't negotiating with other Ubisoft shareholders and members of the management team. Guess what? They're angry. Oh, you're just telling us we have a show now? The how do you say that? Golemont brothers founded both companies, and they still own a significant chunk of both. Here's Galvant heads Ubisoft, while Michael Guillemot heads the other. They want to prevent a Vivendi acquisition. For now, Vivendi and the Guillemot family are fighting using public statements. In short, Vivendi is saying that it doesn't exclude acquiring a majority stake in both companies, and Guillemot brothers are saying that they don't want that. They don't want that. As a temporary fix, the Guillemot brothers increased their stake into Gameloft. They now own 15.64% of Gameloft, representing 24.18% of voting rights. It makes it a lot harder for Vivendi to grab control of the board. But increasing their share in Gameloft was easy, as the company is only worth $520 million only, while Ubisoft is worth $3.1 billion. Yeah, that's crazy. Eventually, it will be hard to stop Vivendi if it really wants to acquire Ubisoft. Yeah.
Well,
the brothers are waiting for White Knight, a company with deep pockets that would work with Ubisoft and Gameloft's management teams to acquire a significant stake in both companies and stop Vivendi, but it's been a few months already and there is no white knight in sight.
What do you think, Frank?
Well, I'm not familiar with Vivendi. I do know that a lot of people are pissed off at Ubisoft because even though you can buy Ubisoft games on like Steam and shit, you have to have an Ubisoft account. It's like Origin. You gotta have its own fucking thing. And it's like, God damn it. Another fucking app.
Well, Ubisoft has had a lot of issues for a while. Like, well, weren't they the ones that had Watch Dogs that got delayed or whatever, and then when it came out, people were upset with it. And then they had that Assassin's Creed flop going on, and then, a couple of other things that step after step happened. So, but I mean, that's all outside of, hostile takeovers and acquisition like this.
It's not hostile, though, because they're on the open fucking market. So they can buy them. It's just if they have more money, they can buy more shares.
Well, that doesn't mean it's not hostile. It's just, it's still a thing where the people running the company and the shareholders aren't crazy about somebody coming in and going, yeah, here's all the money. I own you now.
Right.
It's like,
yeah.
Well,
if you didn't want it to get bought by somebody, you shouldn't put it up for sale.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just you should buy a majority stakehold in it, because if you don't want your position to get rattled, well then, But then again, this is all stuff that none of us have had any expertise in, because
I remember when I had 15% of Ubisoft. Oh.
How many of the voting rights of this show do you have, Frank?
Well, seeing as how it was gonna not go on if I wasn't on, apparently,
Well, we would have just gone on Saturday, but then somebody said, no, let's do it on a Friday. So
Bill would have came on and said, Frank, Ian, hello. And we're like, we did that shit already, son.
Then I just say, no, it's my show. I'm
in the
always
hopper. Ben will be on the show by himself.
You'll have your private show nobody will listen to, and I'll just put mine on the stream. Well, guess what?
They know my channel. I can put it on my channel.
Yeah, like, I remember a couple times I was like, hey, I might not be able to be on the show. Like, if you want, you could do it by yourself tonight. And he was like, no, I'll wait for you.
I will wait. No. I like having people on the show to talk about it. I mean, I don't think everybody just wants to listen to me telling you what to do. I mean, you could, Anyway.
It's nice having opinions bounce back and forth so you get different angles of it. Yeah, like, it is crazy. Like, I'm not sure the reason companies decide to be on the open stock market, I guess, is so that you have the illusion that people can help drive the company, I guess, but...
Well, there's lots of reasons to do it. I mean, the biggest one is obviously bring in more money.
Yeah, that too.
So, but, if you do it wrong, you can totally screw things over. But anyway, so now it's...
I mean, like, if you have this whole board of people, though, of investors and everything, that, like, you're the founder and CEO, at the end of the day, you'd be kicked out, man.
Well, ask Steve Jobs about that. Well, or at least read up about when that happened with him. Yeah. Anyway, so now Rio did, not just like mostly did. So anyway, let me bring in some news stories I found before the show started. Netflix announces new Henson series with Julie Andrews. So, we're not doing it till the end of the news.
It's the end.
No, it's the end of your news. Now it's mine.
I'm just messing with you.
New preschool series from the Jim Henson Company, co-created by the legendary Julie Andrews, will include guest stars Alec Baldwin, Sarah Bareilles, Titus Burgess, Carol Burnett, Chris Colfer, Josh Groban, Ellie Kemper, and Idina Menzel.
Idina Menzel.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know any of these people. So it's got a lot of talk about it. Let's see. Julie and her devoted assistant Gus bring the performing arts to a new generation of kids known as the Greenies, played by original puppet characters built by the renowned Jim Henson's Creature Shop. So it looks interesting. I mean, the thing is, we grew up with the Henson, properties, so like, to us it's like, oh, the Fraggles and Sesame Street and the Muppets, oh man, that's all sacred. But it's like, and now here's the new stuff. It's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, stuff like, Dark Crystal and Labyrinth and all that stuff, man. What are your thoughts, Franklin?
This is on Netflix?
Yeah. Well, isn't Netflix airing The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross now?
Yeah, you saw my post about
saw
that
that.
shit.
Yeah.
Well, I've been seeing a lot of people tweeting about, hey, Jurassic Park is on Netflix and it still holds up. Everyone's like, go watch it now. So, I mean, Netflix, man, they're being, they're a pretty big player nowadays, man. I mean, they bring out some quality stuff and sometimes not so quality stuff, but they bring out a lot more stuff. There's a lot of, content out there with them.
Yeah, I was just talking with my girlfriend today, and she's was arguing on the phone with their cable company because she has Netflix and everything, and she's just trying to get rid of her cable TV and internet because she's paying pretty much like $200 for both of them, which is ridiculous.
Well, does she have cable TV for HBO to watch Sesame Street?
No.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's hilarious.
She's just trying to be like what I'm doing now, and just having the internet. And they, like me, they keep running around with circles where they're like, oh yeah, we can set you up with this package and this package, and they pretty much.
I don't want a package. I don't want a package. I just want it down. Well, the longer they talk to you, the more statistically it's like it doesn't hurt them any unless you decide to go, well, I don't want this. I shut it all up. It's like if they can keep you talking till, okay, so you want this package? All right, we'll sign it. No, wait, go.
So you're saying they wear you down pretty much. So
it's like they have nothing to lose. I mean, if you're already if you're already downsizing anyway, it's like if they can talk you into something and thinking you're getting a better deal when you are or aren't,
Yeah.
Yeah, Julie Andrews. So, Julie's Green Room began shooting this May in Long Island, New York. The 30-minute episodes will premiere globally on Netflix in early 2017. Julie's Green Room is a Netflix original produced by the Jim Henson Company and is executive produced by Julie Andrews, Emma Walton Hamilton, and Steve Saar, and Lisa Henson, and Hal Stanford for the Jim Henson Company. Emmy Award-winning actor and writer Joey Mazzarino is co-producer and director. Tom Keniston is producer, and Emmy Award winner Bill Sherman joins the series as composer. I mean, the Henson Company, they do good work, both in just child entertainment and stuff that adults sit and watch with their kids and go, well, at least it's not terrible.
Yeah, if you look at like Hulu and Netflix, you'll see like the popular shows are usually children's shows because they throw some shit out and say, watch this while I'm folding laundry.
Well, it's like, Sesame Street, like I was flipping through channels one day in the middle of the day and there was Sesame Street doing a Boardwalk Empire parody, and I was just like, man, to be a fly on the wall at the writer's shop. And it's like, regular adult TV shows, Jimmy Kimmel and all those guys, like, they get writers from who worked on Sesame Street because, they know what's funny. It's like they happen to be doing kid stuff. But anyway, this next article I thought was interesting. I'd seen an article about something like this, and I had trouble finding the exact one. But this one, experience this sci-fi future of 3D bioprinting with artist Floris Kayak's The Modular Project. So,
did you see our article last week about the stem cell hand?
Yes.
I can't remember. I've seen a lot of articles about
watch the show. I don't care.
I looked through the news stories because I had to put them on in the blog post, Frank. But I think it's interesting the whole 3D printing organs and stuff because I mean it's a good cause. It's like if you can help people get organs that they need without having to be on a huge wait list and also not get rejections. That's great. It's just the whole art thing of this being freaky, the whole modular body, growing parts and experimenting with them, and I don't know. The article I saw linking about it was talking about how I saw it was like artists doing this thing. It's like, well, there's scientists, but then you get artists trying to go, well, let's see what we can do here, because it is kind of going to be an art in some respects, isn't it, Ian? I mean, there's science, but then there's like, okay, if you can grow an arm, but what do you do with it? Well,
like, I had to have some like really crazy fillings on my teeth at the dentist, and he pretty much had to like sculpt in the body and everything for the filling. It's pretty much, and my teeth look like perfect after that, and it's crazy. That's like an art form in itself, just
I had to
dentistry,
Well, I mean, when I had to go back and start seeing a dentist after a few years off, like I had to have some caps put on, and they're like, there's not much anatomy on this one because like we didn't have, you had a bad one come in before, so it's like it doesn't really look too much like a tooth, but it fits. Because that's the main thing is when your mouth closes, you want it to close, not look pretty, but not, So, but yeah, 3D bioprinting. Like, I mean, I've seen stuff before where they print the cartilage for ears and implant it under the skin of animals to test it and whatnot. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, but it's also it's really cool that it's going to happen. I just think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to have concerns about this. It's like, oh, it's a living thing. It's like, well, if it doesn't have a brain, if it doesn't, like, I don't know. What are your thoughts, Frank?
That's a hand, Frank.
Okay, give me an exact question here, Ben.
What do you think of 3D printing bio parts?
Hey, if it could help somebody, sweet.
I heard that they came out like last month or whatever. They tried to do like the world's first uterus implant or something like
Well,
that.
they did
transplant. They did that one and it worked, and then they also
did a penis transplant too.
Yeah, they did that one recently, and I think transplants are it's awesome. That's that people are able to get things transplanted, but it's like I watched a documentary on transplanting hands, and like you think, oh, it's just gonna be replacing it. It's like, well, the one guy, he barely was able to use it. His body was rejecting it, so like the nails were kind of shedding, and like he couldn't really cup with it, and it's like it's fascinating, but it's still a thing of like, let's graft this onto and hope this works. I mean, there's a lot of elective surgeries. Like, did you hear about that guy who had his larynx transplanted because his got crushed when he was like in his 20s or something, and he really wanted to be able to talk again, and then they, like a few hours after the surgery, he was talking, but it was very froggy and creepy. It's like, I mean, if you mess that up, man, that's, I don't know. There was that guy who once wanted to be the world's first head transplant patient because he's, his body is collectively getting worse and worse, and he's like, if it gives me a chance to live a life, I'll take it. It's like, man.
Yeah. On a similar note, Frank, did you see Linus's video about that at the tech event or whatever? I forget what it was called.
Which one? You had several.
The modular PC, where it was pretty much the Lego PC.
I agree with him. Sounds great in theory, but will Asus follow through with it?
Yeah.
I don't know. He was fairly negative about the other video where he was talking about Noctua fans, how they're not delivering a whole lot. Fuck you, they're the best fucking coolers and fans. I've seen people who are like only water cooled that are like, I've just switched this thing, and air cooling's fine. I have no problems. I mean, this thing, I told you I'm having a problem with it crashing, but that might be the GPU. That can't be the CPU cooler if it's the GPU. So, but it's really quiet. If I shut it off, I have to look at the light and wait for the light to turn off. Half the time I don't know if the fucking fans are going. So.
But they're not RGB, Frank. They're not RGB.
I don't have.
Did
you see there was a guy who on battle stations who's like got RGB everything? He's got an RGB fucking mouse pad. How annoying would that get?
That's crazy.
Okay, so you guys are talking about something else, so I guess it's time for me to bring in another interesting story. This one I was telling you about before the show.
Oh,
Chinese boy born with 31 fingers and toes. Parents hope for surgery.
Well, and if they were in the South of America, they'd be like, we're just gonna love them like they is.
Hong Kong's
That's what they
mother
did
shows
with
her son's feet. The infant was born with 16 toes. Meet Hong Kong. He's almost 4 months old, lives in China, and has 31 fingers and toes. That's not a typo. The boy was born in January with 15 fingers and 16 toes in Pingyang County and Hunan Province. He also has 2 palms on each hand and no thumbs.
Aww.
Doctors diagnosed Hong Kong with polydactylism, a congenital condition that happens in humans, dogs, and cats, giving them extra fingers and toes. Polydactyl is a pretty common condition affecting about 1 in every 1,000 live births, according to Children's Health Care of Atlanta. Often the extra digits are removed surgically. Hong Kong's parents are trying to raise enough money so their son can undergo the life-changing operation. The condition is usually passed down in families, which is the case for Hong Kong. So,
hopefully
the boy's mother also has. The boy's mother also has dactylism with 6 fingers and toes. While she was pregnant with Hong Kong, both parents were worried their child would inherit the condition. Right now, Hong Kong is too young to undergo surgery. The infant's father, Zhu Chengli, told CNN. In the meantime, his parents are seeking medical advice on how to treat their son. But yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, Ian?
Which finger should you be offended by then?
Hold on. Well, that's his foot. How many does he have the same
middle finger, or is it?
Hold on. Does he have the same
middle finger?
He has 15 fingers and 2 palms on each hand, but no thumbs, and then 16 toes.
Okay, if he has 15, that would mean that it's an odd number, right? So is there a middle one then?
Yeah, if it's an odd one, there should be a middle one.
So whatever the middle one is, that's the fucking one, buddy.
So that you should be offended by that one.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the parents getting a tattoo of his footprint from his birth certificate? God damn it!
Anyway, I just thought I'd share this one. I mean, I know about polydactylism because of polydactyl cats, aka thumb cats.
Mitten paws is another term we use. We have one that comes around here every so often that's adorable. She's got mitten paws.
Okay.
Well. Yeah, enough about pterodactylism or whatever. Let's move on to the next one.
Ian, why can't you hear a pterodactyl urinate?
Why?
Because the P is silent.
Oh, you guys. Well, anyway, so
I'll give a thumbs up. Hopefully, the person's thumb can give you thumbs up too.
So
is that?
Anyway, I was also going to toss in about some Google Doodles recently, because while I was at Quick Draw, this happened to be the Google Doodle while I was looking over my film. I said, "Oh, that's really great. It's animated. It's got some nice motion. It's Frankie Manning's 102nd birthday. That dance motion looks pretty sweet."
The text.
No, it's up at the top. It's an image, but it's not loaded in your browser for some reason, Ian. I need to refresh it.
Huh.
I
don't know what's going on here.
I don't know, Ian. I'm concerned now. Am I going to have to screen capture to show the folks at home?
Hold on. Let me
What?
see if I can get this on Google Chrome.
Google. You mean you're not on Chrome already?
I don't know.
You don't know if you are?
I said, hell no.
Oh, hell no, why?
I don't know. I just like all the plugins
gotta-
on Firefox.
Look, there's Firefox for Chrome too, or plugins for Chrome too. Check it out. I gotta write something down. Here's my pen.
Hold on.
What is it, Frank? Is it Dora the Explorer or Disney
Strawberry
Princesses?
shortcake.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Hey, you better screen share for this one. For some reason,
what do okay, let me just go over to my other screen. Okay, there's me. So we got Frankie Manning's 102nd birthday. You got the crazy swing dance, great style. If you know, the Google Doodles are awesome, and I think it's great that they don't always go with the expected holiday. Even though some people get upset and they're like, "You should be posting on Christmas. It's Jesus." It's like, well, that's on the 25th, but we can talk about other things that happen. You know.
Yeah.
And
of course,
I
the
thought
shit loads now that you have it up.
oh man, of course it does. And also, there's another one over here. What? Latte in Niger. I'm not exactly sure. I think I'm trying to think what nationality. She created visually stunning and fantastical films using black cardboard, scissors, and boundless imagination. Predating Walt Disney by nearly a decade, she pioneered a style of animation that relied on thousands of photos of paper cut
German
out
film
silhouettes.
director, Ben.
Where?
What?
Where does it say? Where does it say German? I didn't see you, Frank. I just
Right
said
here.
this.
Right here.
Where at the bottom? A thing I didn't see.
What? Where I'm screen sharing it, motherfucker.
Frank, I'm looking at a screen. I have to go look at your screen and then click another screen. I'm just trying to tell people here anyway. But yeah, it's a 170th birthday for this animator here. She made The Adventures of Prince Ahmed, which is.
Ahmed. Here you
Gee,
go, Ben.
thanks.
That's her.
Frank.
That's her wiki. Wiki.
I'm linked the wiki for Adventures of Prince Ahmed, and then there's also her wiki. See, Charlotte Lotte, 1899 to 1981.
Right next to her.
German-
Yeah, German. Yeah.
Yeah, Frank. I didn't have the Wikipedia page up. I was reading from the Google Doodle page about it. But thanks for interrupting me.
I just thought you said I don't know what her nationality is. I said German.
Well, I was trying to get through reading the whole bunch here, but cardboard animation. It looks like silhouette animation. That paper cutout silhouette style, and it's very I love the fact that it's a woman animator that Google is honoring and showing this awesome style. So just stop screen sharing now. So I thought I'd mention that because I saw
loud.
What?
You got loud.
Oh.
But anyway, I think that's awesome. I really like the Google Doodles, and sometimes they can show you somebody like, hey, here's somebody who does a cool thing, or sometimes they put Pac-Man in your browser, which is also awesome, right?
No, Pac-Man.
Batman and Pac-Man are not the same, Ian. I don't. No.
Bat-knife.
Waka.
Bat-knife.
Comfort the widow Pac-Man. Anyway, so yes, Frank, we're done. So now I guess it's time
Oh, really?
to do.
No,
Guess
no
it's
way.
time.
I thought you had like 10 other news articles, man. You were taking a while on that news, and it was like,
No, I was just going for quality news.
oh.
So,
Well, I can. Well then,
well, now you can play the. Unless Frank had any news he wanted to share.
Nope.
yeah, he just.
Frank don't care.
Is there any exciting news in the world of pinstriping there?
You know that's not the only thing I do, right, Ian?
It's the only thing he remembers you doing. Is there
Oh.
any exciting news in the refabbing your one car that you have? That's
Yeah.
Is there any exciting news in
No, I
the
haven't
going
touched
to
it.
work and going home?
I haven't touched my car because it's been either 30 degrees or 100 fucking degrees and pouring down rain.
I'll tell you what, guys.
What's
when
that?
I
been?
left here, when I left, the weather jumped between 70 to 30. So some days you need a jacket or a coat. Other days you could wear one, but it was whatever. I went to Calgary, and I called home, and Dad's like, "Oh, it's 80 degrees out here." And I get to the Toronto airport flying back. Yes, Monkey Man.
Another note about rain meter. Other than just telling you the weather and the time, it'll pop up. You need a jacket today. It's chilly out.
Well, you know there's an app just for telling you whether you need a sweater, a coat, or a jacket.
There's
Sweater
an app
weather.
for that.
I think it's called Sweatjacket. So,
Shit.
but yeah, I
Frank, do
flew.
you ever like to be any of those? Do you wear shorts with long sleeve things ever? Like sometimes
No.
I think that's a fashion thing.
No. I'll
Talking
wear a
about the
hoodie.
guys who wear a jacket or
Like the
hoodie
guy on a
and
motorcycle
shorts.
in shorts, flip flops, and a hoodie.
Yeah.
No. If I'm wearing shorts and I need to go outside to take the trash out and it's pouring down rain, I might throw a hoodie on to keep my whole upper body from getting wet. But that, and I don't want to show this beautifulness off to everybody.
You gotta pay admission, baby. Anyway,
That's right.
you know when I flew to Calgary, I got
Holy
the dates
crap.
mixed up.
Oh
What,
no.
Frank? Oh
Oh
what?
no. Oh shit. I done fucked up. Okay.
Well, that's new.
My my widgets were on top of my window, and I was like,
The widgets were on fire.
yeah.
No,
Stop my ass is on fire.
when I arrived in Calgary, the screening was supposed to be on the 27th. Somehow, I booked my flight back on to be the morning of the screening rather than the day after. So I had to cancel my flight and book a new one. And I'm still not exactly sure if I got reimbursed properly for it because when I booked it, it might have been through the Canadian website, and they kind of had me log in back and forth and stuff. It was awkward. But when I left here at 5 in the morning, drove down to Columbus, flew to Dallas, flew up to Calgary. It's like I get to the gate in Dallas. I'm like, okay, I got some time. I can get something to eat. We are boarding in 10 minutes. Well, I guess not. Just board the plane, fly up there, 3.5 hour flight or whatever. I booked my flight back, and I just go through the Toronto airport, and it's like a labyrinth. Like I expect to see the ghost of David Bowie going, "No, man, I'm not messing with this." Like they're like, "Go to," my thing said Gate F, okay, and I kept walking, seeing signs, Gate F, okay, Gate F, okay, go down some stairs, down this little narrow corridor. I'm like, I'm seeing less and less of the full airport, and it's like, I finally find the gate, and I'm sweating because I've been wearing a coat, and I'm trying to carry it along with me, and it's suddenly 80 degrees, and it's like I stop, have a bagel, just dripping sweat. I need something to eat. I haven't eaten today, since whenever the hell I left. But yeah, the Toronto airport it was weird, man, because it was all in like a back alley. And then they had like 6 gates at the same thing. So people would be walking up, go, "Oh, hey, is our flight boarding yet?" No, they're boarding this one. Okay. And then they just all walk towards the same gate. I'm like, what good is this doing you? Nobody is going to be able to board if like 6 different flights are all standing there waiting. That's ridiculous.
That's getting to be goddamn ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing, man. It's like
to be.
I decided to fly because it's like a 29-hour drive. You know, because when I was talking to I emailed Tyler and I called him on the phone to discuss the thing, and he's like, "Oh, where you at?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm in Ohio." And he's like, "Well, he's like, we're right across the border, aren't we?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Oh, I just looked at the map. Yeah." He's like, "I don't really know where the things are in the state." I'm like, "Don't worry, most Americans couldn't tell you which state was which if they didn't have the name written on it." So, but yeah, I decided to fly, and you think, would I rather stretch this out over a long drive, or would I rather fly and just be miserable for the one day? Because that's what it is. It's like walking to the gates. It's like you land, and then you've got to spend. I just wanted to get to my gate and then find something to eat, and I'm walking for so long. By the time I get to my gate, it's almost time to board. I'm like, I haven't had anything to eat. I don't know. They changed the gates on you. It's crazy. What's the deal with airlines?
Yeah, airline food. Am I right?
I just had the beverages because they kept walking around going, "Would you like to buy some food?" No. It's like, am I going to overpay? It's like when they sell Wi-Fi on the flight. This flight is an hour and a half. Would you like to buy Wi-Fi? No, that's okay. I'm okay with not checking Twitter.
Hey, Ian.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Speed Fan?
Yeah, I've known about that for a long time. I was meaning to watch. Jay was supposed to do a new episode, video about it, explaining why. Because people are like, well, you changed the speeds on the fans and stuff, but it's not doing nothing. So he's gonna explain what you have to do with all this shit.
Well, my rate meter has it can monitor your CPU temps and your fan speeds and all that, but you have to have these separate apps running in the background, which whatever, I don't care. Well, it says negative 63 Celsius.
Huh.
I don't know if that's a. I don't know if
Frank, when I was flying to Calgary, Frank, the outside temperature was negative 75 Celsius. So unless you're inside of a plane, yeah. Anyway, I think we're starting to ramble on. So
the real temperature is probably taking off the negative sign. It's probably 65. So
I don't know.
Celsius.
Look, I mean, whoever wrote the skin for this widget, it's in there somewhere. I just don't feel like fucking with it.
Well, I think it's time for us to do the mighty trivia, and for me to flex my mental muscles and whoop everybody's butt and show you why I come on this show.
They come on for the hope that you'll change your shirt one day.
Well, let's stomp a mud hole in his ass, Ian.
Well, let me just tell folks at home, I wear Hawaiian shirts because I like to remind myself that even when I'm in my studio working, it's still a mini vacation because I get to do what I want. I have that freedom of being able to be
freedom.
It's almost business casual in a way. It's a dressy shirt, but it's also rebellion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I fell asleep while you were talking there.
Ben's trying to pretend he's in like a Hawaiian resort with his full spectrum bulbs, pretending the sun's out. Meanwhile, in reality, he's in his mom's basement.
Yeah. What's wrong with my mom's basement? You talk smack about my mom, I'll come over to your house and whoop your ass.
No.
That's what I thought.
It's just being in the basement is
Frank's got a basement studio.
Conditions.
I got a dirt floor basement. Their basement's nicer than mine.
Yeah.
Except theirs has rotten canned goods in it.
Oh, just because we had that Rugrats soup that was in there, Best Buy 2000. I'm like, wait, we didn't move in until after that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's this week's trivia going to be, fellas?
I don't know. You guys, like, me and Frank, we've been liking the...
We like doing the gauntlet.
We like doing the academic ones, don't we, Frank?
Yeah, because then we test who knows what. And apparently, I surprised Ian with my knowledge.
Yeah, you did.
Well then.
I have that many lists, but we could probably just search for the topics because like I had the trivia links here, but it's hard to keep track of what we did and what we didn't do, right, Frank?
Yeah, we kind of did really almost all of them.
Yeah.
The ones we didn't do were the boring ones, so that's the shit Ben will probably want to do.
Like, we could choose a top one for each of us. Like, what kind of subject would you like to do, Ben, for the for your 5, I guess? Like,
how about
favorites?
How about philosophy? Yeah.
Did I have that one in there? No, I don't think I did. What they should definitely have that. I mean, heck, if they had injection molding on there, they should have fucking philosophy.
That was hilarious. And they didn't have anything on WWE, which is what?
Well,
Is that how you spell philosophy?
no, with an SOPH. What?
Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, here we go. Philosophy and philosophers. Political philosophy.
Well, I picked the topic. You picked the actual quiz you want to do, because you can pick it by the difficulty, I suppose.
Well, you do a tough one, I guess. I mean,
go right on ahead. Lots of fill in the blanks. No, don't want to do fill in the blanks.
How about
this is the part where people get up and go to the bathroom and get a beer.
How about philosophy, ideas, and people?
All right, bring it on.
Oh, I get it. Shit, I am not prepared.
Oh, I didn't study. Oh.
No, I mean I.
Turn the page. Wash your hands. Turn the page. Wash your hands. Man.
I didn't have my trivia shit ready here.
We didn't even have the trivia theme song going, Eaton.
Yeah, let's
How
get
can we?
that going.
Yeah, trivia then.
Trivia Theme and also Frank and Ben.
Check out Ben. I'm your blues guy.
Boom, 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 boom.
Because he did one chord the whole time.
No, I need some other chords. Anyway,
Well,
we couldn't do that one, unfortunately, because that one didn't have a untimed quiz.
Well, pick another one.
How about philosophy fact file, and that one's average.
All right, let's do it.
Then. God damn it. How about Journey Through Western Philosophy? Let's try that one. What the heck? Did they like get rid of the...
Uh-oh.
Homer...
Is the HMO quiz untimed?
let's see. What was I?
Greek philosophy and math. Oh, let me check. Hopefully they can get rid of that thing. Let me check my... Uh-oh.
Well, is the HTML untimed? It says relax and take your time, so...
Let me see this. Yeah, these are the quizzes that I had before. I know these had untimed ones when I was looking at them. Shit, they might have rearranged their site or something.
Oh, they changed it so you can't get the answer with each one you take. The Jazz kick ass.
Um,
Whoa. Oh. See, I gotta get in my other computer here. VNC. Okay. Excuse me.
Okay, Barney.
Elma.
Do those show you the answers if you answer one?
Well, I know they showed you, but you would have to see all the answers after we answered it. So.
Oh, it doesn't show you when you take one?
Well, no, I mean it'll show you the answers after we answer each one at the end, though. We wouldn't be able to, like, we'd have to answer each of those, and then we wouldn't be able to get it right away. We'd have to get it at the end. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, say if I click on one, and then you'd have to click on submit my answers.
Oh, we ate that. Well,
let's see. Play as timed quiz. Start.
So I guess we can't muck around, huh? If we want to do timed.
But I like mucking around and shit.
Too bad, Frank.
But.
We try doing.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, what do you gentlemen want to do?
I just want to go home and see my family.
That's what I was
Well, we
saying the
could-
entire time I was trying to fly back.
I mean, we could try doing it. The questions are short, and it gives you a lot of time, I guess.
Alright, well, let's try a timed one then, Ian.
Hold on a second. I gotta minimize something I have up here. Okay. Let me pull the. Okay.
Alright. Alright.
If this doesn't work out, then we'll have to do the HTML ones.
Well, we're only doing the first 5 anyway, so.
You...
Which is characterized by
Oh, I'm sorry.
Which is characterized by attempting to live a simple, healthy life in the peaceful state of mind without emphasis on luxury or material possessions. Logical positivism, atheism, Epicureanism, empiricism. Ian?
I'll say this A.
Logical positivism.
Logical positivism?
Yeah.
I guess I'll go with A as well.
Is that where you're going with, Frank?
Got
Yeah.
10 seconds. Come on.
Oh.
Oh, Epicureanism.
You guys are all rattling on. Is that what you're going with?
True or false? Thomas Hobbes believed that people would be nasty and brutish towards each other if left ungoverned. True or false? Oh boy. I'll say true.
I'll say
Yeah,
false.
true. I'm going with true as well. Yeah,
True.
maybe I get it.
See, I was just guessing.
This man believed that people left ungoverned would be more civilized toward each other. He wrote, two treatises of government. English philosopher. Franklin?
I have no fucking idea.
Ian?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to skip this one too.
Thomas Paine? John Locke. I should have known. Oh well. Did Simone de Beauvoir ever marry? Yes or no?
I'm
Ian?
gonna say no.
I'll say no.
I'll say no.
Yeah,
Why the fuck would they mention it if he did? Who gives a shit?
She never married.
Who would care if she did?
You got one. Let me see. I have an idea.
Oh no.
I wonder if I copy this. I was hoping I would be able to copy this, and then like if we were running low on time, I could close that, and then we could keep doing it. You know.
Well, how many we got left?
Yeah.
Last one. Which of these is a belief system that suggests that observation of facts is preferable to acceptance of dogmatic teaching as the basis for developing a meaningful philosophy? Cynicism, utilitarianism, existentialism, empiricism. This would be me. I'm going to say empiricism.
I just say utilitarianism.
I'm gonna say existentialism.
Ben got it right, I think. Or was
Empiricism.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this quiz blows.
All right. Well,
Well, which one do you want? What kind of subject would you want to do, Frank?
Oh, I just made myself dizzy. Hold on. Okay. Let's go with punk rock music.
that's not a category taught in school,
Fuck you.
Frank.
Fuck, music isn't.
Maybe at rock and roll high school. Rock and roll high school.
Fuck you.
All right.
What did you say?
He said punk rock.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was
Say
trying to look in their news.
rock.
Trying
Yeah,
to
to
look
mix
in
it
their
with the
news
hip.
things and see if they removed that for some reason.
Why'd you pull up there when there's a quiz search and like big at the top?
Huh?
Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Oh, you want to do this one here?
No, just
What do you want me to search for, Frank?
no. I was saying the tab where you selected the search. There was another big ass thing above it that said the same thing. You like selected. See, look, quiz search right there. You didn't have to open search and then select which one. You could just type it. I'm just saying it would have been easier, but it doesn't fucking matter.
You know what would have been easier? Not going on like this, Frank.
Okay, so should we do a difficult one or?
Let's do. Do I want to do very difficult? No. Let's do number 7.
You want to do the real punk. You must know more than Blink-182 to proceed. Go ahead and read the questions, Frank.
Okay.
Well,
I hope it's not timed.
No, unfortunately it is.
Relax and take your time.
Do you want to? Since it's only 5 questions, do you just want to do these?
Just do the first sheet. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
which
read 'em
bad?
out, Frank.
I was trying. You interrupted me. Thanks.
And you're
Which
sitting
bad-
here fussing about it.
Are you done? Okay. Which Bad Religion album contains the song Skyscraper, Live 95, Generator, Recipe for Hate, or The Gray Race? Oh, Jesus. gonna say Recipe for Hate. I'm not 100% sure.
Ian?
I'm gonna say Generator.
I'm going to say The Gray Race.
It went blue. Can you click on it?
Okay, so
Everybody remember your answers.
Okay.
okay, hold on.
Sorry.
Okay, so God damn you, fun trivia. Okay, so I'm gonna go with D. You're going with
I'm going with C.
this. Okay.
I'm going with D.
No. Oh,
No,
you're
Frank's going with C. I'm going with D. Okay.
All right.
Okay, no. Do this.
Boy, these people
Man.
at this quiz site really made our jobs harder.
Yeah. Well, if
Well,
it's like this, I'll
It's-
probably make something with this then.
It's
Probably.
only 5 questions. It's only the one quiz. I mean, shit.
All right.
The words in the last quiz were like, "Fuck it, I'm not reading the answer to this. It'd take
Next.
longer."
Yeah.
Your next one, Frank?
Finish the quote. Sweet lovely death, I have waited for your breath. Come, sweet death. Really? Seriously?
Let's let Ian answer this one.
I'm gonna say dig up her bones. So I'm gonna say C.
Are you? Okay.
One last caress.
It is A.
I said Frank's. You're going with A.
No, it is A.
Okay.
Ben
So-
said A as well. Not a big Misfits fan, Ian.
No.
Okay. Ben and I both said A.
Okay. What about this one here?
Who is the bassist for NoFX? Tom Herrera, Skinny Tim, Fat Mike, or Fat Rick? I guess this is me. That would be Fat Mike.
I too will be going with Fat Mike.
I guess I will too then. Okay.
Which of these is not a punk album? And Out Come the Wolves, Act Your Age, No More Faith, Thicker Than Water. Ooh. I'm gonna say No More Faith.
Say act your age.
I'll go with Thicker Than Water. So
Okay,
Frank
so
went
that's it.
C, I went with D, and Ian went B. And go ahead, Frank. The last one is so.
This is on the real punk. The lead singer for Green Day is Billy Joe Armstrong, which is true.
Yes, it is true.
Okay, I'll go true as well.
You seriously don't know, Ian?
And we'll just
Yeah.
enter something in for the last one because that's not part of the thing.
Okay, I'm not even gonna bother to put in. Louis
Well, I think you have to, don't you?
No, I mean I'm just gonna put in like the first one for all of them.
Oh,
and then
the
we'll see
last.
what the thing is.
Okay.
Oh, what's the name of the singer that left Dropkick Murphys? That's actually a pretty good album.
Hmm.
Oh, look, number 9 had the answer to one of the other questions.
All right,
Yes.
so we got
Oh boy.
recipe for hate.
Which is what I said.
Yeah, I was
Wow.
suspecting that, but I wasn't sure. I really like Bad Religion, but I don't have many of their albums. So
I have them, I just don't remember what's on which one.
because I've got
There
see.
will be
Oh.
yeah, I've got that one. I've got what's the one with No Substance on it? Is that just No Substance?
I can't fucking remember. Okay,
And then
so
I've seen them
number,
live a bunch of times.
what's number 2? Where's the question for number 2? Oh,
Uh,
yeah, everyone except, well, did Ian guess with us on that one?
No, we can let him guess first.
Oh, he
He
said
let
dig
him
up
dig
for
up her
bones.
bones.
Oh, it's one last
Dig up
correction.
her bones.
You fucking made it so hard, man. Um.
Sorry, Ian.
God. No, it's not your fault. I'm talking to the website.
Oh,
Recipe for hate. So that was C.
Mm-hmm.
So
And Ian you guessed a generator. Frank guessed recipe of hate, so he got that one.
I
Alright.
got one.
I got one on the punk test.
And then Frank and I both got the Misfits one, number 2.
Yeah, we both got number 2 there.
Okay, so
Because I got something to say. Bottom.
correct answer was Fat Mike.
Yes,
That's
yes.
nice.
So who guessed?
You guessed that one too, right? Because you
All
said
3 of us got that one.
He said,
Yeah.
if you're guessing that, sure.
Okay, and then 4. The correct answer was No More Faith.
So I guessed that one.
Oh, yeah, Frank
Let
got.
me
I was debating that one, and I went, well, Frank's guessing one, I'll guess the other.
Well, when he scrolled down, it was an H2O album, so
Um,
And what was the last
But yeah.
one?
5 is definitely true. So
Yeah,
we all went with
so-
true, so we all get one.
Okay, so we got 5 more.
so Ben and I are neck and neck.
Yeah.
I like how the score is all. Oh wait, it's 4, 6. I thought it was 6, 6, 6 for a second. It's like metal.
Could be Satan. This isn't metal, it's punk.
When punk goes metal.
Okay.
Ian,
What are
which
you
one are
gonna
you
pick,
going
Ian?
with? I'm gonna go with show tunes.
Anything goes.
You ever seen the
okay,
movie about Gershwin?
This is a song about a whale. No.
I guess I'm gonna go with.
Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy,
I'm gonna
joy.
use the easy way now.
The easy way.
How about? Audio. Let's see what comes up.
Nope.
Really? In like 110,000 quizzes, it gives you 6 results? Or 5 results?
And none of them are relevant.
And all of them suck.
Yep.
Shit, man. What? Okay, let's do a video game one because we talked about video games a lot.
Yeah! Video games.
Video games.
Buffy video games? Really?
Huh.
There's only 2 of them.
I wonder. Let's try.
Do 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 do
Yeah, let's just do a video games mixture. And then... Ooh, how about cheat codes?
Oh no, I don't know that crap.
Oh,
I'll take the 0. Oh, Norton reported some shit.
Yeah, let's... Yeah, fuck that.
they're all tough or difficult, so no.
How about this? How about this one here? Video game controversies.
Sure.
All right.
It's only 5
So
fucking questions.
yours, Ian. You go ahead and read the
Oh my
huge
God.
I'll read the paragraph questions.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
It's like a second grade cut out.
On April 20th, 1999, the Columbine school shooting took place in the United States. Politicians and parents groups looked to violence in video games as a possible reason why this atrocity was committed. The two students, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold,
Whatever it is.
had been known to play violent video games, and since their favorites included games like Doom and Wolfenstein 3D for PC, many were quick to blame gaming as the cause of shooting. What genre were these two games? First-person shooter, turn-based strategy, role-playing game, or platform?
Which one do you think it is, Ian?
I think it's first-person shooter.
Yeah, they're FPSs.
Yep, first person.
Okay.
Ian's like, fuck, I gotta do this again. It's like you're coding, Ian.
Yeah. It's like I'm coding, so I'm gonna say A. We're all going with A, right?
Yeah, because that's a stupid question. This is a tough quiz. I forget. Is the difficulty tough?
No, it was an average one.
Oh, maybe it's just reading it is tough.
So read the next ones, because we don't have forever.
By using a special mod or modification, players of the game Grand Theft Auto San Andreas had the opportunity to access a certain loot mini-games. Since the ESRB rating of the game was only mature, several lawsuits were brought upon Rockstar North, the game developers, due to the fact that the consumers have been misled. The rating was changed to adults only 18 plus, and the makers released a version of the game that had no longer contained the extra minigame. What was the nickname of the controversy that spawned the game, which was also the name of the mod itself? It was the Capital Punishment, Drama Queen, Corporate Ladder, or Hot Coffee.
This would be me, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that was the hot coffee mod.
Yeah, it was the. That's what
Sure.
I'm saying.
I actually don't remember the name of it, but sure.
Sex and violence aren't the only factors that lead to controversy in video games. Racism has also been a concern. While the game's Custer's Revenge for Atari 2600 was actually purchased by a very select few, there were still a huge uproar over its content. The game itself was labeled as an adult video game cartridge and couldn't be bought by minors. But the pornographic aspects of the game weren't its main criticisms. True or false, this game went so far as to depict the rape of a Native American woman by a naked General Custer.
True.
Ian, what do you think?
I'm going to say true as well.
True.
If you watch Angry Video Game Nerd, yes, this is true.
Okay, on April 20th of 2005, and in a heist morbid irony, Danny
And a twist.
Whedon released the downloadable game Super Combine Massacre RPG. The game went mostly unnoticed until its 1-year anniversary in 2006, in which a full-blown controversy erupted. What was the main reason Lee Dunn gave for releasing the game? He wanted to make money and charge $10 to download the game, created it as an indictment of our society at large, and because he himself a misfit, a loser, and a bullied kid, quote unquote, he created it as a memorial for friends he knew from the Columbine massacre. He wanted publicity and fame, and as soon as the game came out, he appeared on several talk shows.
I say D.
I say C.
I'll go with B.
So you're going with B, Ben?
Yes.
I'm going with C, and Frank's going with D. In 2002, the Greek government passed law 3037 of last 2002, an electronic game ban aimed at curtailing illegal gambling. Its primary purpose may have been reasonable, but the law went so far as to ban all electronic games from being played in both public atmospheres such as internet cafes and on home computers. According to the law, which the following types of games was not banned: pre-installed games such as Microsoft Solitaire. All of these were banned. Online games such as Yahoo Chess, PC games such as The Sims.
Ian?
I would say just the online ones.
All these were banned. I remember when this happened.
I'm gonna say all.
Okay.
So that was it.
Yeah. God damn it.
Is Wednesday night.
Whoops.
That. It's not Wednesday night, you lying bitch. It's Friday.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Do 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 do.
Is a platform?
Oh,
that-
first-person shooter.
Yeah. I forgot. He just hit the first on everyone. I thought that was the correct answer for a second. I was like, what?
Okay, so. First person shooter, so we all got that one right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hot coffee, yeah, that one was right too. Three. That's the answer was true. Yeah, we all said true. 4. Indictment of our society at large. So I believe that wasn't that B on that
Ben
one?
got that one.
Yes, I
So
did.
Ben got that one. Oops. Okay, the correct answer was all of these. So you guys both went with that one?
Yes. All of these.
So that means Ben won on that, Ben. Congratulations, Ben.
Yay! I won on my own show. I am the greatest. Now I am leaving for no reason. Well, that was a fun time playing. It wasn't fun actually getting the answers or anything, because I don't think our listeners at home are going to enjoy listening to all that.
It's not riveting, no.
Might need to find another trivia site next week.
This one kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's a shame too, because it was a good system for a long time. And
Now it kind of sucks.
But anyway, I'd like to thank my co-hosts for being on tonight. I'd like to thank Ian for bringing his news stories and manning the trivia, which is an extra challenge this week. So, thank you, good sir.
Sure.
I'd like to thank my twin brother and arch nemesis Franklin for not getting up and making boom boom too much. For not fighting, I guess. For sticking around. Okay. I'd like to thank the listeners who stuck around this long. If you stuck around this long, the secret answer is falafel.
Boobies.
No, Frank.
Boobs.
No.
Boobs.
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 Anyway,
Boobs.
and with that
Secret
all
word
said,
is bitch.
with that all said and done, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in this week. It's good to be back. I had a nice time. I hope you folks enjoyed me being away.
What?
Yeah. And until next time, we'll see you on the other side.
Shot Ahsoka.
Boobs.
To find out more, visit NoRightsProductions.com. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/NoRights. And hey, why don't you check out my Tumblr at NoRights.tumblr.com.